Hello everybody. It's nice to be here again, and for whatever reason the lighting is weird down at the bottom, so let's see if we can fix that. No, not going to fix. Okay, so I'm glad you're here for Focus of the Week, and I thought I would just talk about a couple things to start with because we're having some really strange energies that are coming through. And I hope that you will take advantage of the post that I put on this page because there's a lot of great information in there. But if you're like me, I was really noticing how I was feeling down, and knowing that I pick up a lot on what's going on around me, I figured that that was part of it. So I wasn't too concerned about it, but did some things for myself to kind of clear that. And then I read the article that I shared on this page, and it really cleared up some things about why I was feeling the way I was feeling. So if you've been feeling down, just put it in the comment section so I know that I'm not the only one who's going through this. Anyway, I just wanted to say a word for those of you who may not have been a part of what I've been doing and don't know about me. My name is Arlene Arnold, and I have been doing this kind of work for, wow, since 1995. So it's been a long time, and things change over the years, and they're going to change again, which is the information that I keep getting, and that I can't really know what the changes are going to be because we have to move into the fifth dimension before we can really understand the changes. So that's part of what is going on. It's part of what can challenge us. But that's why we do the Focus of the Week, is to say, okay, what is something that we can focus on that will really help us during this week? So I'm going to do a couple of things. That I may do a luminary as well as color cards. But I want to show you, these are the little color cards that we're going to be using. I call these the mini color cards. There are 16 color cards, and what I like to do, because there's an up and a down, is to just kind of mix them up like this, put them on a table, and just keep swirling them around. Got to get this where you can see it. And then I don't look at the card. I fan them out. That's for me. I fan them out. Some people just keep shuffling, and they pick the one that's at the top. We'll just do that this time. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over this way. This is amazing. I have to tell you the story about this. So what we got was the strength in yellow. So I just had a feeling that it was yellow today, that it was the strength in yellow. And sometimes I'm accurate about those things, and sometimes I'm not. But the strength in yellow is mentally clear, empowered, and fresh. Let's see if you can see that. And then you'll see, if you get the other side, it's about claim your empowerment. So when you are mentally clear, empowered, and fresh, then you really are available in your own strength. So hello, Leslie, and hello, Barbara. So glad that you're here. So we're going to work with yellow. And I'm going to look at the book. Here's the book. And we're going to go to, I had a place in here, but it was for me, marked for me. So now they're in alphabetical order. So I'm going to the strength in yellow. So you'll see in the front part of here that there's an explanation of yellow. And then there's a whole series of paragraphs that have to do with yellow. So I'm just going to read the title of the paragraph and see what stands out for us today. Well, it's the very first one that seems like it's really, because when I was saying that it's about empowered, that was really standing out. So here's the first one's called Empowerment of Self. You are clear about who you are. You accept your abilities as part of you. You accept your lessons as the work you came to do in this life. Even when others suggest that you need to change, you are not thrown off course. And you trust your inner knowing. You trust the truth that comes through your heart. Hello, May. I hope I pronounced that right. And that is a really interesting thing. You trust your knowing, you trust the truth that comes through your heart. So if you don't feel like that is where you're at in the strength in yellow, then what you need to know is it's right in front of you and you can focus on it and it will be part of your strength. Because the strength is more like, hey, you have this strength, just acknowledge it, live from it, don't worry about it. So that's empowerment of self. I'm going to read that one more time. You are clear about who you are. Is that true? Are you clear about who you are? Is there something you're still working on? You accept your abilities as part of you. Do you accept the abilities, both the abilities that you have as a spiritual being and also as a human being? You accept your lessons as the work you came to do in this life. So lessons show up when you know that it's a lesson because you don't feel like you're in alignment. Something feels off. And when it feels off, that's the time to pay attention because there's something there to learn from. And even when others suggest that you need to change, you're not thrown off course. Now, that wasn't always true of me. There were times when things came up and I thought, oh, maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. Or, maybe they have a better answer than I do. So I don't really do that anymore because I'm pretty sure that if something comes to me and it feels right in my heart, there's some kind of truth in it, even if the other person says, no, that's not right. Well, obviously, we all get different answers and that kind of thing, so we don't have to really all agree, but I used to sort of measure where I was at by where other people were at. And if you're still doing that, then just remember that you are right in the strength of yellow. You could be mentally clear, empowered, and fresh because that's what it is up this week for us. Okay, so now I am going to pick a luminary for us. Now, the luminaries look like this on the back, so there's two decks here. That's one of the decks, and the other one on the back looks like this. Whoops, get it right set up here. Okay, so I tend to put them together, and then just kind of I shuffle them like this. And then I just pick whatever feels right to me. So let's just see, I fan them out. Just see what is feeling right today. Okay. Oh, this one is called Love. It's such a beautiful one. By the way, Lorinda Eileen is the artist of these luminaries. And she did all of the art for this. She came out to Anderson Island where I was living, and we were there together for the months that we were birthing this. So I think it was 9 months. And so she and I would give her some idea of what I thought was coming up, and then I would give her a number or two, and that would give her the number of repetitions. And she would create the art, and we would sit with it, and it wasn't going to be the final thing until we both said, that's it. So how you find the cards, this is the little book that goes with them, and how you find the meaning of the cards is there's 24 of these, and there's 12 on the front cover, under the inside of the front cover, and there are 12 on the inside of the back cover. So love is part of the one in the back cover, page 48. And so we're going to go and see if something stands out from the luminary called Love. And for those of you that work with numbers, the numbers of repetitions are 2 and 8. So now as the veil thins, humanity sees clearly that love was never lost. Compassion, acceptance, transformation, encouragement, allowing, embracing, offering, and co-creating are all available as we remember we are one with our divine source. And what I like about this is, hi Cindy, what I like about this is that these words are words that came to me for me to use instead of other words I was using. These have a frequency in them that are really a true frequency for the time that we're in. So listen to the words: compassion, acceptance, transformation, encouragement, allowing, embracing, offering, and co-creating. Those are all about the time that we're in. And we're learning every day about frequencies because we're feeling them. And when people around us are in fear, what we have to do is to know that we can send love to the fear. And you can use this luminary for that. So you can use this luminary to say, I am feeling that there's a lot of fear in the air today. Would you just go and be available to people who need some love? And that, because this has a consciousness, and it's telling us a little bit about what we need to be doing. So here's our combination. We have this, the strength in yellow, and we have love. So isn't that a great combination? And you'll notice that there's yellow in this one too. So it's a great combination because as we get empowered more and more, it's about being love. So empowerment means that we're moving closer and closer to being who it is that we really are. And every day we're finding ways to understand that better. Now, I had an interesting opportunity today. I because I was feeling kind of this down energy this morning, I was doing some journaling. I don't know if you ever journal, but that's how I get my really good answers. And when I was journaling, I was going. I had picked a card from another deck. It was actually a tarot deck, and the main thing that jumped out for me was that it says that this is a time of, okay, what's the word? Well, anyway, it was pause. It was not the word, but it meant pause. And so as I wrote, I said, well, I know that my work is paused. I'm not doing the courses that I was doing, mostly because I don't have the focus, and I don't think other people do either. And so it just didn't seem like the right timing to be doing that. And then I said, but it would be really nice to know what's coming next. And this was surprising to me because the answer that came was, remember what everybody is saying is that when this pandemic is over, things will not go back to the same. They will not go back to the same. And the message I was getting is that's true about your work too. So then I said, okay, so what is it going to be like? And the answer was, I wouldn't understand until I had completely ascended into the fifth dimension. So we've been in the third dimension, which was all about opposites, good and bad, up and down, all of that. Then we went through the fourth dimension, which was about moving into a place where we began to see that there are two sides to something, but it's like two poles that the energy can run through. And then we're moving into the fifth dimension, which is about unity and oneness. So I don't know exactly what that means. It means something about the fact that when you get into oneness, there is something very different about what happens in relationships and in the work that we do and just about everything, I think. And I really want you to read what I posted or shared on Transformational Tools there. And it's on the same page that you're on. And I want you to read that because this woman has done an article, and the woman who shared it took part of that out of there. But basically what it's saying is that everything is going to be different. And so that was dovetailing with what I had received this morning, which was very interesting. So if you have been feeling that there has been a lot of lower frequency energy around, just put it in the comments section. Let me know that you've been feeling some of the same thing. And part of what I did, oh, and the other thing that came up in this writing that I did was I said, well, then what am I supposed to be doing during this time? And the answer was do exactly what you're doing. And that is in whatever way you can support the people that are around you. I have been doing a lot of being outside. I like to snuggle with my cat. um, I I thought I'd be doing reading, just not doing much reading. Okay, so Cindy, it sounds like you were feeling this today too. And and then writing, because that's how I get clear, is through journaling. And then it also suggested to keep writing down whatever I receive about this book that I'm writing that's about grace. So I'm doing all those things already. And you know, so often that's the answer that we get. You're already doing it. You already know. and we think that we're going to get something else or something clearer or something that makes more sense. No, it's just about being available for what it is that you're already doing. So this yellow is so important because remember, yellow is kind of like sunshine. It's bright. It feels clear, which I didn't feel clear the first thing this morning. But one of the things I did was I'm a part of a progressive church, and one of the things that we're doing during this time is meeting virtually in small groups. So I asked the people in the group that I've been facilitating what would be helpful to them, and one woman is what's it called? I'll think of it just a minute. A hospital pastor. There's another name for it, but I can't think of it right now. So anyway, I asked her what would be helpful to her, and she said, well, just text me or email me something positive or encouraging, that kind of thing. So I sat down and wrote to her a text a little bit about what I was experiencing, and then I told her a little bit about what I did, because part of what I did was to see myself standing under a waterfall. You know, if you've ever stood next to a waterfall, it has a really, really high frequency. And you can virtually stand under the waterfall and feel it as it moves through you and just cleanses out anything that is there. And it wasn't so much that I'd taken on that lower frequency, but it was just that I was sensing it and feeling it. So standing under that, let's just do that for a minute. Just imagine the most beautiful waterfall that you've ever seen, and that you're standing next to that waterfall and just feel that beautiful frequency that's there. Take some deep breaths into that frequency. And now, just know that if you want to, you can go and stand under that waterfall. I mean, virtually stand under it. I'm not sure I'd want to stand under it in this human life, but virtually you can. And just let all of that beautiful frequency of energy come down through you, and just allow yourself to release anything that's bugging you, anything that feels like a frequency that's not yours, anything along that line. Just let that go right down through you and just allow yourself to be cleansed. And you might want to just imagine it several times so that you can feel that deeper and deeper cleansing and deeper cleansing. And then what I see is, let's go lie out on the grass in the sun and just be in that frequency for a minute or two. Just feel that. And I see us surrounded by beautiful yellow daffodils. And now I'm looking up at the sky. The sky has been so blue. Normally, you know, after a day or two of nice weather, it's just gray. But it's just been so blue and beautiful. And as I sit in my chair in my yard, I look up into that blue sky, and I look up through the branches of a tree, and there's the beginning of the buds on the tree, and they're green, and it's so beautiful. So this is something that you can hold in your heart. You can feel it all around you. And that was what shifted me into a frequency that felt right, that felt like me. Okay, so we're going to do some readings. So if you would like, okay, Barbara says, you can walk on the trail behind 2 waterfalls at Silver Creek Falls near Salem. I might have to do a road trip once we're able to. That sounds like really fun, Barbara. So, Barbara, would you like a reading today? You can just say yes, and I'll just pick a card, whatever is highest and best for you today. Ah, Joy. Hello, Joy. Nice to see you there. All right, so let's see. Cindy, I'm going to pick one for you. Just see what's up for Cindy today. So, and I'm just going to do the color cards unless I feel like a luminary is what's needed here. Oh, Cindy, there's a lesson, but this doesn't surprise you, I'm sure. Say yes to the meaning of your life. Now, that doesn't mean that you haven't already said yes to the meaning of your life. It's just that turquoise is always about upgrade. You're going to a new level of what that means in your life. And I know that, Cindy, you've been doing a lot of work on that over time. So remember that the complementary color to that is red-orange. So Cindy's an artist, so you might want to you're always working with turquoise and really the red too. I have a beautiful picture of hers so that has those colors in it. So as you're working with those colors, do it consciously. That part of what you're doing is reaching for what the meaning of your life is as you move forward. And probably, Cindy, what it's going to say is that you won't know until you're fully into the 5th dimension. Oh my goodness. All right, Barbara would like a reading. Okay, Barbara, let's just do this. See what we got for Barbara. There's the right one. Oh, Barbara, this one's so cool. This is lime green, and it's the Strength in lime green. Having a little trouble with this. There we go. And it says, powerful, heart-centered. Now, what I want to know, hi, Astara, haven't seen you in a while. So, what I want to tell you is that, Barbara, that this says that you are operating out of a new kind of leadership. The lime green and the magenta go together. They're complementary colors, so you can see that color in the center there. And lime green is a combination of the yellow, which we've talked about, and white and green. So when you're talking about leadership in the lime green, it's heart-centered, which is the green. It's clarity and knowing yourself well. In other words, in the yellow, you've let go of all the things that people told you were supposed to be, all the things that everybody said you had to be. And what that leaves you with is an opportunity to come from the truth of who you are. And then the magenta is all about compassion. So wouldn't we like to have a leader that's heart-centered, that has clarity in the yellow, and then has the white, which is the spiritual connection, and then has the compassion? Yes, I think we would like that. So I'm so excited for you, Barbara. That is wonderful. Okay, so hello, Patty Jones. Nice to see you here, too. Okay, so let's see. Stara, I'm going to do a reading for you because we haven't done reading for you in a long time. So here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, Stara. This is, the lesson is in red. Use your intense energy to live your life meaningfully. Boy, do I ever know about that one. So I don't know, Star, but maybe you're in that process of planning things, because I know you had to let go of some things you were doing. So, you know, green is the complement for the red, and it would be really good probably to just relax into nature, because you're not going to really know what's next for a while yet. And that is always difficult for those of us who are ready to go and we want to do whatever's next. Okay. You're welcome, Barbara. All right, so Patty's here. I'm going to pick a card for Patty. I think I need to pick a luminary for Patty. So let me see what we come up for Patty. Oh, yeah, this is a beautiful one. Okay, that's that lime green again. And this one is illumination. This is a really good one for you, Patty. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about this for you. Light magnifies light, which magnifies light, which impacts the entire universe. So let your light shine. Look at that light in the center. That's the light that's in the center of all of us, and Patty is being called to shine that light. There's a passage in the Bible that says, "Don't put your light under the bushel, like a bushel basket." No, shine your light. Take that covering off and shine your light. So there's other things in here, but it goes into a little more depth that I think we don't need. I think the only thing we need to hear is light magnifies light, which magnifies light, which impacts the entire universe. So let your light shine. Okay, let's see. Leslie's here too. So I'm going to do a quick little thing for Leslie, see where she's at. Oh, look at this, Leslie. You're in the lesson in gold. What you're now learning will soon become your strength. So whatever it is that you feel like you're not so much stuck in, but that doesn't seem clear right now, just know that when this whole thing clears up, it's going to be a very high frequency, because gold and silver are the highest frequencies in the deck. So you're right on track to move into some new kind of strength. So that's kind of cool. All right, so I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing this on every Thursday at 3. Invite your friends, and we just have some fun, and we look at where we can focus for the week and what kind of things maybe are going on. So remember that you're probably doing exactly what you need to do, even if there's some part of you that is saying that you need to do more. At least that's me. I'm always saying, well, I need to be doing more. Okay, so no, just relax into what it is there and enjoy what you're doing. Probably enjoyment is so important. And in that article that I shared on the Transformational Tool Facebook page there, it's talking about how we are all able to be a part of this next level of where we're going, and that we get to be a part of creating that. So we know that, but I'm not sure I always really focus on that. So it's kind of like we need to focus on it, because that's what goes into the collective consciousness. And right now in the collective consciousness, there's a lot of fear, a lot of people not doing well with this kind of pause. So we need to be envisioning this oneness in the world, in this place that we can move to. And as we do that, we will help create that. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you next week. And in the meantime, I'm going to be putting up the place where you can go and sign in to have my newsletter if you don't already have that coming to you. And I've been putting more things up in the newsletter that come along that I think would be helpful. So much love to all of you, and have a wonderful week.